The city shimmered beneath the morning haze, towers of mirrored glass rising above red earth, a skyline of ambition carved out of dust and dream. Chief Adewale, once among the richest men in the region, ruled this world with the confidence of a man who thought fortune was his birthright. His voice could command banks, his handshake could alter futures. But greed is a quiet fever. He borrowed from every lender who would listen, building phantom projects meant to make him a legend. When the market collapsed and the creditors came, his empire fell like a palm tree in a storm. He fled across the ocean, chasing the illusion of one last deal, leaving his only son, Tund, behind, not with land, not even with a house, only the ruins of his name and the chains of his father's debt. For years, Tund lived in the shadow of that disgrace. The family compound was seized, the vehicles auctioned off, the workers scattered. He moved to the edge of the city, into a small room that smelled of rain and iron. Each dawn, he rose to work in the markets, where the air was thick with dust, sweat, and the cries of traders. The clang of metal and the hum of voices became his new inheritance. He sold spare parts, drove trucks, lifted crates, whatever his hands could find. He learned the rhythm of the streets, the language of survival. The people remembered him only as the son of a fallen giant, yet he endured. His father had built an empire on arrogance, Tund built one on pain. As the years passed, the city began to whisper his name again, not with pity this time, but with respect. He started a small transport business, one truck at a time, until his company's red-painted vehicles became a familiar sight across the highways. He learned every corner of the trade, the bribes, the shortages, the sweat that stained profit. The same banks that had once hunted him now sent him fruit baskets during the holidays. The same men who mocked him now sought his counsel. But the higher he climbed, the more he saw his father's reflection in his own glass windows, pride staring back at him through success. The city's light glared on his face until he no longer knew where his father ended and he began. Then, one night, as thunder rolled across the savannah and rain swept the streets clean, the past came walking home. A guard knocked on his office door. "There's an old man outside," the guard said. "He says he's your father." Tund felt the air leave his chest. He found the man waiting by the gates, drenched, barefoot, trembling. The stormlight caught the lines on his face, deep as the cracks in old earth. "You've done well," his father said softly. "Better than I ever did." Tund studied him in silence. The rain hissed against the iron fence between them. "You left me with nothing," he said. "I left you with freedom," the old man replied. Tund's voice sharpened. "Freedom? I carried your debts, your shame. I rebuilt everything you burned." His father lowered his gaze. "Then you have become more than I ever was." Lightning split the sky. The storm raged like the past refusing to die. And then Tund spoke, quietly, almost to himself. "That last deal you tried overseas, the one that ruined you, it failed because of me. I made sure it would." The old man staggered as if struck. "You destroyed me," he whispered. "No," Tund said, voice breaking. "I saved you, from becoming that man again." The rain poured harder, washing the dust from their faces. The father sank to his knees, tears lost in the storm. Tund hesitated, then stepped forward and lifted him, the anger melting from his body like heat from iron. "I hated you," he said. "But I could never stop being your son." The thunder rolled away into the distance. The two men stood in the downpour, one broken by pride, the other healed by forgiveness. When morning came, the city gleamed gold beneath a sky scrubbed clean. The air smelled of new earth and quiet promises. Father and son stood together on the balcony, watching the sun rise over the world they had both destroyed and remade. "It's a good name again," the old man murmured. "Not yet," Tund said, smiling faintly. "But we'll make it one." Below them, the city awakened, engines starting, hawkers calling, life moving again. The empire of greed had turned to ashes, but from it rose something far rarer, forged not in wealth but in grace.